Have you ever felt like God joined two hearts together, then suddenly allowed distance, silence, or confusion to come between them? You start to wonder, did I hear God wrong? Was that connection real, or was it just my emotions playing tricks on me? Listen closely, because this message is for you. God is saying, don't doubt. That person is still part of His plan for your life. You see, doubt comes when what we see doesn't match what we believed. But faith was never built on sight. It's built on trust. And right now, God is testing your trust. The silence is not rejection. The pause is not the end. It's preparation. Sometimes God separates two people not to destroy what He started, but to strengthen what He's about to restore. Maybe they walked away. Maybe communication stopped. Maybe you tried to move on, but something in your spirit keeps saying, this story isn't over. That's not obsession. That's not weakness. That's divine unrest. Because when God joins something, no human interruption can cancel His intention. If this is speaking to your spirit, pause right now and comment one word that defines your faith. Just one word. It could be trust, hope, or believe. When you type that word, you're not just commenting, you're declaring alignment with what God is doing. Now listen, when Joseph was thrown into the pit, it looked like the dream was dead. When Jesus hung on the cross, it looked like the promise had failed. But hidden in delay was divine direction. You may not see it yet, but God is working behind the scenes. He's realigning hearts, softening pride, and removing distractions that would have ruined the blessing. And before this video ends, I'll show you the exact sign God uses to confirm when a person is truly part of His plan. So keep watching, because this isn't just a message, it's a confirmation. Don't let fear convince you to give up on what God has already written. If He allowed separation, He'll also command restoration in His timing. Isaiah 55:11 says, "My word will not return to me void." That means if God spoke it over your life, it must come to pass. Take a deep breath. This waiting season isn't punishment, it's positioning. You're not being forgotten, you're being prepared. And if you're new here, subscribe and stay connected. You'll find strength in the playlist below. Every message there is part of this same divine journey. Because this story God started with you, He intends to finish. There's a reason the connection still pulls at your heart. You've tried to release it, but it keeps returning not as a memory, but as a quiet stirring in your spirit. That's because when something is divine, it doesn't fade, it matures. God is saying the waiting is not wasted. What looks delayed is actually developing. He's shaping two hearts to fit together in His timing, not yours. But here's what most people miss. Divine timing often feels like divine silence. And in that silence, the enemy whispers lies. They've moved on. It's over. You imagined everything. But God is whispering something different. I'm not done yet. There's a powerful truth in Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to those who love God. Not some things, all things, even heartbreak, even distance, even the moments you cried, wondering why it had to end. God is weaving purpose into the pain. You're learning patience, endurance, and discernment, qualities that prepare you for covenant, not just connection. You see, when God writes a love story, He doesn't rush the ink to dry. He perfects every detail. That's why some of you had to walk away, not because the love was wrong, but because the timing wasn't right. The person you're praying about is being refined just like you. They're going through lessons that will make them capable of loving you the way God intended. And while you're waiting, He's not asking you to chase them, He's asking you to chase Him. Because when you're fully anchored in God, you won't fear losing what He ordained. What's yours by divine design doesn't require competition or manipulation. It requires alignment. If this resonates with your spirit, type alignment in the comments right now. Let that be your declaration of trust. Because when you speak it, you're telling heaven, I still believe. And if you've ever felt torn between letting go and holding on, know this: God's promise doesn't crumble under distance. It deepens through it. When Abraham trusted God with Isaac, it looked like loss, but obedience became the bridge to restoration. The same God who provided the ram on the mountain is the same God working behind the scenes for your relationship. Don't misinterpret the delay as denial. Delay is often divine disguise. The person you think forgot you might actually be in the middle of their transformation. And when that transformation is complete, restoration won't just be emotional, it will be spiritual. Before this video ends, I'll share the hidden sign that confirms when restoration is near. You don't want to miss that part. It might be exactly what your spirit has been waiting to hear. Keep watching. You're closer to breakthrough than you realize. When restoration is near, something begins to shift inside you. Not in noise, but in peace. Suddenly, you're no longer restless. You stop chasing answers and start trusting God's timing. That's the first sign: peace before proof. The Spirit begins to quiet your heart because the storm is ending. You'll feel it. That gentle assurance that what's yours is circling back, not by accident, but by divine arrangement. The second sign is recognition. God begins to bring that person back into your thoughts, not with pain, but with purpose. You stop rehearsing the hurt and start understanding the lesson. You begin to see how everything, the silence, the distance, the tears, was shaping you into someone ready to love from maturity, not emotion. That's when you know God is preparing a reintroduction, not a repetition. And when that moment comes, it won't feel forced. It won't feel anxious. It will feel ordained. Because when God restores, He doesn't just bring people back together. He restores purpose, clarity, and alignment. This time, communication will be honest, intentions will be clear, and love will carry peace, not confusion. But before that door opens, God wants to make sure your heart is healed enough to recognize His timing. That's why He's telling you now, don't doubt. The very thing you thought was lost is still being written. Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." You may have plans that look perfect, but God's purpose is what lasts. So while you wait, don't let your faith shrink. Keep worshiping, keep preparing, because the same God who started this connection is the same God who's perfecting it. You're not waiting in vain, you're waiting in faith. If this word has spoken to your heart, write one word in the comments: restore. That's your prophetic act. You're not just typing. You're declaring that what God joined together will not be destroyed by delay. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe and stay connected. There's a playlist in the description that continues this same message. Every video there is a step deeper into what God is revealing about love, purpose, and divine timing. Watch it next. Let your spirit stay aligned with what God is saying. Now, take this as confirmation. The story isn't over. The promise hasn't expired. The one you thought was gone may still be in God's plan, just being refined for the right moment. When it happens, you'll realize God never forgot you. He was simply preparing something better than what you were asking for. And when that time comes, it will feel like two pieces of a divine puzzle finally clicking into place. Until then, trust the author. He's still writing.